Gonzalo from Europa Press and his agency in Spain. First
Hey.
of all, congratulations for the book. It's such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The first thing I want to ask you, this movie has some very intimate scenes. We can see some of them in the trailer. So I would like to ask you about this figure, the intimacy coordinator.
Yeah.
Some actors say that it's very necessary, some say it's not really. I would like to know your opinion on how did you work on this in this movie?
Super necessary. I'm very grateful that I grew up in a time and in an industry where that already existed. It didn't, apparently before Euphoria, it wasn't quite normal. So I'm very grateful for it. I know it's been very helpful for a number of people that I've worked with. And, you know, it's important to make sure that people feel safe in order to do their best work. Because if you don't feel comfortable, then like you're really not able to feel free to do the work. So yeah, it's super important.
I guess the other key element is that the chemistry between you guys. So
Yeah.
I would like to know how did it came, you know, was it easy? Did you have to work outside the set, or how was it?
Yeah, we all just spent hours making out with each other in grocery stores.
As you do.
No, we had a rehearsal period of 6 weeks with each other where we learned how to play tennis, we worked out together, and then we rehearsed with Luca and Justin, the playwright. And so we had a whole chunk of time of just getting to know each other. And then on top of that, talking about those scenes with each other in terms of being like, what do you actually feel comfortable with here? And I'm so grateful that we had that time and we're able to just be candid, genuinely candid about what we were comfortable with, which made all of us just feel like, all right, we're good. We're all on the same page. We can do our job. And that's because that's what it's a job. That's it.
I guess it's creating a safer space, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In this movie, actually, there isn't any sex shown because all the action are the tennis matches. So how does this relation between sex or desire and the sport, how does it work in this movie exactly?
Well, I mean, I think not only is it the tennis, I also think Justin's writing has that, you know, even just the dialogue feels like racy and feels like back and forth. And so I think from the very start, when we all read the script, it was apparent that, like, you know, that the sex, the kind of the relationships between them, the toxicity between them, all plays out in the scenes, but also on the tennis court. I think it's also it's really nice. Like Luca's kind of created this thing with Justin where it feels like you're enticed the whole way through. Actually, last week or whenever it was, when we were in Australia, and someone came in and was like, and understandably was like, so how are the sex scenes? And Z rightly said, she's like, there actually aren't any. And I think that's an amazing, it's an amazing thing that people feel like they're getting that, but really it's just a sort of,
It's just tennis.
it's just, yeah, here we go again. It's just tennis.
Okay, so let's talk about tennis. I would like to know, how did you work on, how did you prepare yourselves for you had some special training or any particular tennis player that you use as reference?
Yeah, we definitely had training. And I think I remember kind of getting to a wall because I remember like I'm practicing, and I think because I'd never played tennis before, I feel like one day I'd be like, it clicked, finally, like I got it. And then I'd come the next day and I'd suck. And I'd be like, okay, so I don't got it, you know? And I felt like that kept happening, and I was like, I still don't look anything like a tennis player. Like I still look bad at this, you know? And so eventually, after trying to really push, I think we were almost training as if we were going to like be tennis players. After a while, I was like, okay, now I need to understand the physicality of these people, and I need to look like a tennis player. I don't need to necessarily, the ball doesn't have to go to the most perfect spot every time. It doesn't have to, you know, I just need to look good. And so I then decided to approach it from a more dance background, and tried to mirror and copy and get the footwork down and the positioning of the hands and like all these kinds of things. I literally would mirror my double and I would record both of us over and over and over again, and then I'd go back and I'd watch it, and I was like, I could be tighter. Her feet are faster than mine. Like her arm is higher than mine, and then I'd do it again and again, and that's kind of where I ended up going with my choice of like how to approach it, because I was like, I'm not gonna be good at this game, because no matter how hard I try. So let's just take the ball out of it.
Without the ball, we're all unbelievably talented. Yeah.
And that's what you see.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. And how about your cases? Because, for example, your style is actually very strange and very particular.
Yeah, well, I looked a lot at Nick Kyrgios,
Yeah.
who's great in terms of the character and the way he performs, in between sets. The way he is on the sideline. In terms of the things like the serve, I remember we were all like gathered around this laptop looking at YouTube videos of like strange serves with Brad Gilbert, our coach. And Brad was like, look how crazy this serve is. And we were all like, it looks like a normal serve. And it's like, the thing is, if you're a tennis guy, then like the details are very slight. Yeah. So we did have to slightly invent, didn't we? Because otherwise, to us, it's like all the same.
Yeah.
That's actually great. I have to wrap up, but guys, it's been such a pleasure. Congratulations.